So today I just kind of wanted to talk to you about this erratic part of you called your mind and the voices inside of your head, and how a lot of times people think, well, things are crazy up there. I mean, I have like 5 different conversations going on at one time, and I'm both sides of the conversation or all sides of the conversation. And that doesn't make you who you are. A lot of times people are like, I must be crazy. Well, everybody has the voices inside of their heads. We are here on this planet exploring ourselves. And so when I say that, and I say we have this voice inside of our heads, for an example, you're driving home from work and you go, oh, Laura called me while I was at work today, and I definitely need to call her back. But I don't want to do it right now while I'm driving, so I'm going to wait till I get home, do it later, and I'll have a chance to speak to her. Well, there you go. Your head's having 2 different conversations, and so you go home and you make dinner and you get ready for bed, and you're laying in bed, you're like, oh, then it says it again. Oh no, I forgot to call Laura. Well, I'm not going to call her right now. It's definitely too late, but I definitely need to talk to her, blah, 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 blah. Well, which one are you? Are you the one who needs to call Laura, or the one who's going to call Laura later? Remember, there's always that piece of you that's listening. You don't have to follow your voice. So you've got someone chatting and someone chatting and someone chatting, but there's also somebody listening to everything going on, and that's your consciousness. And that can be how you find who you are, what your true self is. Who your true self is do I listen to the voice? You're crazy. I can't believe you did that. You're so stupid. Why would you even say that to them? Blah, 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 blah. You don't have to listen to that voice when they say things like that. A lot of times we'll get embarrassed or we feel uncomfortable and we start chattering to ourselves. But what makes us is how we choose to listen to that voice, how we choose to go about our day or our evening or our life with what that voice is saying, and how we react to it. Because that voice, when it gets going and it gets focused, it can go on and on and on and on and on and on. But that does not have to be you. And let me tell you why this happens. This happens because everything changes. Everything. The only thing that stays the same is everything changes. We've heard that a million times. Well, we're afraid of change. Why are we afraid of change? Because fear says we need to be afraid of change because we're too busy controlling all the things around us. We control people, places, things. We're trying to protect ourselves constantly and place people here because they're comfortable here. We don't want that to change. So we're too busy controlling everything around us because we feel like life should be a certain way, happy and not sad. And this way, because I feel like going, I feel this way is the best way. So this is, life has to be this way. So you have to control every single thing around you to make your life go in that way. Well, you can't control life. You can't control anything that happens. And because you can't control it and everything changes, then you've already set yourself up for failure. You've already set yourself up as a me against them scenario, a me against it scenario. There's always going to be a me, which is what? Yourself. Is it your voice? No. It's your consciousness that gets to hear the voice and says, yes, I am afraid, or no, I'm not afraid. That's just an experience. And then what happens when we go through these experiences as we control life, trying to control life, when we go through these experiences trying to control life and things aren't happening and we've set ourselves up for failure, when something happens, when something starts feeling bad or sad and it's not working out the way you do it, you automatically close your heart chakra. You close it down. you're like, I'm not gonna feel this. I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I just can't do it. That's too sad for me. That's too hard for me. And, you know, and it could be nothing at all. You know, I read in an amazing book. I cannot remember exactly which one it is right now, but as soon as I find out, I will let you know, because this is one of those books that people need to read. But I was reading, oh wait, so for some reason I just really needed to find it, and it's this one. I'm gonna do, this is The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael Singer. I'm about to do a review on this. I haven't finished it completely yet, but probably one of the better ones. Anyways, I was reading in this book, and he makes this example, you know, say you're driving down the road, and you know you're in a relationship or whatever, and you're driving down the road, and you know, you see this light blue, I think he says, Ford Mustang, and it looks just like your girlfriend's car. And you're like, you know, all of a sudden your heart starts beating fast and excited because, you know, that's your woman. But then you see these two people kind of snuggled up next to one another in the car, like they're making out, and your heart drops. And it was just for a split second as you were going down the road and the car was going that way and you were going that way. And, you know, your heart, it automatically closes in, it closes down. And then you're like, was that her? Was that not her? I'm not going to deal with this. It's just not right, and blah, blah, blah. And so you push it into this place so you don't have to deal with it. You know, you don't have to deal with it anymore. And, or you technically you're telling yourself, I'm going to deal with you later, but you don't. We never do. We never do. So what happens is, you know, life goes on, and maybe it was her, maybe it wasn't. Maybe you don't ever say anything and you just hold it in, and, you know, 5 years down the road, you're not even with this girl down, you know, anymore. You're with somebody else. You're about to get married. Everything's perfectly fine, you know, and all of a sudden you see a light blue Mustang just traveling in the opposite direction. And all of a sudden your heart kind of feels funny, and it's kind of shutting down, and you get all mad, and you don't want to deal with things. It's almost as if you're hangry, and all of a sudden you're just in like this funk, and like, what the hell just happened, you know? But what that really is a trigger because you need to deal with an emotion that you decided not to deal with before. So you pushed it down. Well, it got triggered. It's pulling up, and it's wanting to be released, wanting to let go. But if we're constantly all day long learning to, I'm not dealing with that right now, and push it down, and then we don't deal with them, you know what we do? We build up so much of undealt with energy that we wake up with anxiety and panic attacks, and the snowball effect when you stub your toe and you're late for work and stuff gets stuck in your hair and coffee gets spilled all the way down your dress all the same day. You know, that's what happens. It's just something that needs to be dealt with. So opening your heart and keeping it open, no matter what is being said in here, no matter what is being felt, no matter what is happening in the world around you, keep it open. Sometimes you don't even know what's triggering you. When you start to feel this clenchingness in your stomach and in your heart wanting to shut down because you just decided, I don't need to deal with that right now, don't. Kind of push your heart up and out and look up. And even though you don't want to, smile and say thank you for the release. You don't have to dig in. You don't have to dissect everything that you've pushed down. You don't have to deal with it in ways like that. You just need to let it go. It's time to let these things go, because we're ready to move forward. You know, we've heard about the event. We've heard about The Flash, and we've heard about all of these books that even from the 70s and 80s that are talking about these changes and this massive awakening and this movement that comes. But we still can't let things go. And it's not because we don't want to. It's just that we don't understand quite what's going on. So I'm here to tell you that when you control life around you, your ego is controlling you. Your mind is controlling you. You are not the consciousness of yourself that gets to pick the highest thought, the most loving beings around you, the most loving energy, you create a different reality because it's manic and it's crazy. And so whatever your consciousness decides to cling to, what's going on, that chaotic brain, that hectic, erratic, 10 million conversations that change all the time. If you don't believe me, go upstairs. Well, you might not have stairs. Go inside your shower and take a shower and be under the water for 5 or 10 minutes and just observe your thoughts. You might have like 500 of them within 5 minutes and they are all crazy, and some of them will make sense and some of them don't, and you won't even know where half of them come from. So remember, that's not who you are. Who you are is the consciousness that's sitting way back there listening and experiencing. And you don't have to say, this experience is good, this experience is bad, because once you label them, you focus on either a positive or a negative aspect of it. So go through life, no matter what's hitting you, experience it in a way that was meant for you, even if it sucks. Because if you don't experience it and you hold it down to deal with it later, you're just gonna keep piling in the shit and keep piling in, it all comes in, and it's just like, eventually you won't know who you are. You won't know if you like that person or if you don't like that person, because sometimes they're cool and sometimes they're not, and you just you're so confused about the world around you, and you forget that you have a consciousness in there that gets to listens to what those crazy voices are. That consciousness can even go, stop. I love me. What's my most highest loving thought? That's where I want to be. That's what I want. So that's what I've been getting from my guides, is to try to come up with a very easy process for you guys to just be like, oh, that's what true self is. Not my crazy brain, not my body, not what other people say and how they validate me and anything like that. It's that seat that gets to sit, that consciousness in the seat that gets to go, I don't like that thought. Stop lying about me, ego. That's not who I am. I'm not stupid for doing that, for saying that. Even though it was embarrassing, it doesn't make me stupid. Maybe I needed to be embarrassed because I forgot what it felt like. And I needed to learn to, watch what comes out of my throat. Or maybe it was to teach me to get more information first or something like that, So love yourself, your conscious self, and give them it, they, the higher self, your big self, your conscious self, give it the reins and say, you know what? I'm not listening to you today, ego. I'm not ugly, I'm not fat, I'm not old, I'm not young, I'm not stupid, I'm not this, I'm not that. And if you don't like those thoughts that are just constantly going, change them. Change them to what your consciousness wants to hear and believe in, because you get to create that. That's what it means, creating your reality. That's how you do it. So if you like what you're hearing, if this resonates with you, I would absolutely love a thumbs up, a comment below. Please email me, annieinthelight@gmail.com, if you would love a reading, or if you have any questions, or if you just want to chat. I would love, love, love to talk to you guys. This is my favorite thing in the wide world to do. And anybody who has any questions, I am here. If I don't know them, I'll ask my guides, and we'll see what we can do and come up with. And I just want you guys to know that I'm appreciative of you and all of your positive thoughts, that you have coming my way from me and my dad and my family is very, very, very appreciated.